Hey everyone, this is Laura Godenek with Laura Godenek Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the weeks of January 10th through the 23rd, 2022. So today, Monday the 10th, we have the Sun in Capricorn making a sextile to Neptune in Pisces. This is a very small aspect, maybe even hardly noticeable, but Neptune is the planet of dreams, of what we glamorize, what we dream of, vision. It's also a planet about images and film and creativity and music. So anything you can do today to kind of chill out, relax a little bit, maybe do something creative or listen to some really calming music, or even, if you play music, it would be a really good day to get your creative juices flowing and kind of get lost in a sea of clouds if you can. It's going to be kind of a chill vibe today, and especially because the moon is in Taurus today. Moon in Taurus kind of just wants to relax after the day's work is done and be in the body, enjoy the luxuries of the body, indulge a little bit. So it's kind of a relaxing day today. If you're into like meditation or have any spiritual practices, would be a good day to do it as well. Tomorrow, the 11th, and you might feel this a little bit today as well, and into Wednesday, Mars in Sagittarius makes a square to Neptune in Pisces. Now, Mars is our energy. It's how we take action. It's how we're motivated. It's how we take initiative. And once again, Neptune is kind of the opposite of that. Neptune is more like go with the flow. It's about dreams, inspiration, what feels good, emotion. But when any planet comes into square with Neptune, some of the more negative qualities of Neptune kind of emerge. And those are deception, illusion, fogginess, things being unclear, maybe even like aimlessness or hopelessness. So you might feel a little tired on Tuesday, maybe a little aimless, or you might feel like your actions, right, Mars, are kind of fruitless, or you're running in circles and you're going nowhere. There could be some confusion or misdirection. Definitely double check any details. If you have a plan on that day, or you've made plans with someone, double check to make sure you are on the same page, because it's definitely not uncommon with this kind of aspect for miscommunications to happen, for confusion to occur in general. So, and especially I say that also because we are coming up to a Mercury retrograde on Friday, which I'll talk about next. And so that means that Mercury is already, Mercury's in its shadow right now. So it's in the territory that it's going to retrograde over. So in effect, Mercury retrograde has kind of already started this week. So there is that kind of added element of confusion, miscommunication, delays, setbacks, things going slower, etc. So keeping that in mind as you go through your week for Tuesday, probably into Wednesday, maybe Thursday, there might just be some running in circles, kind of like, what am I doing? Or maybe you're a bit scattered, especially, Sagittarius and Pisces are both mutable signs, and mutable signs tend to be a bit more scattered than the other signs. So do whatever you can to stay grounded, minimize your kind of energy in terms of like where it's going, like how many things you're doing. There could be a sense of overwhelm for sure. So there's really a need to kind of calm your nervous system as much as possible and try to stay grounded. Okay, so Friday the 14th is when Mercury stations retrograde. This is happening at 10 degrees of Aquarius. So if you have planets at 10 degrees of Aquarius or the other fixed signs, which are Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus, then this is going to impact you more in a very particular way, which it would be specific to you. So Mercury is going to retrograde all the way back to 24 degrees of Capricorn, which, it'll retrograde back to that degree on February 4th, which is the date that it will station direct and start moving forwards again. On January 30th is when Mercury will conjoin Pluto. So it's going to conjoin Pluto twice in this retrograde on January 30th, and then I can't remember, like it's probably like February 8th or something when it does it the second time. But basically, like, Mercury is going to be conjoined with Pluto like for a week or maybe like 10 days as it's slowing down to station direct. And so we've been here before. Mercury last conjoined Pluto on December 29th. So thinking back to that time period and that date, we are revisiting something from that time, from that day or those a couple days around December 29th. And it might be something related to what was happening when Mercury conjoined Venus and Pluto. So it might kind of bring up some additional conversations that need to be had around the Venus-Pluto saga. So uncovering something in relationship dynamics, being deeply honest about something. You know, it's kind of like there was a conversation that happened around that time, and maybe not everything was said, or maybe there's something just additional to go over or to talk about. And I can't remember what date that aspect was, but I believe it was around December like 27th. So December 26th to like the 29th. That time frame is what Mercury will be revisiting. Okay, so in general, Mercury retrogrades are about reversals, revisiting something, reworking something. It can be about delays or setbacks, having to like literally go back over something. And so there's this sense of being delayed because you have to do something again, right? So there's this idea of revision. Of course, there's the classic technology mess ups, delays in travel, getting lost, miscommunications, messages not coming through. So just kind of being aware of this is helpful, because it can, you know, if there is a miscommunication between you and someone else, you can, instead of maybe getting mad or upset, you can know that Mercury is retrograde, and so it's likely that the message just didn't go through, or they forgot, or, you know, you can kind of be a little bit more forgiving with people. It's always a good idea to take your time during a Mercury retrograde, because everything takes twice as much time, I guess I would say. So give yourself plenty of time to do all of your paperwork, to go through the details of something. Definitely, you know, it's never really a good idea to like make agreements or sign papers, or if you can help it during a Mercury retrograde. It's a good idea to like really go through the fine print and kind of study something. Study. Mercury will, let's see. So Mercury is exiting its shadow on January 25th, I believe. Actually, scratch that. Never mind. I'm trying to see when Mercury will be out of retrograde, and I don't have it. Just give me 1 second. My handy dandy ephemeris will tell me. Okay. Mercury will be out of shadow on February 24th. So that's the date when Mercury's already stationed direct, has moved forward, and is past the point where it's stationed retrograde on February 24th. So by that point, we will have uncovered something, figured something out, maybe uncovered a missing detail or a missing piece of information that was crucial to be able to move forwards. Okay. So that is Friday the 14th is when Mercury stations retrograde. Sunday the 16th, the Sun in Capricorn makes a conjunction with Pluto. So yes, we are not done with Pluto. quite the contrary. So we're still in this process of unearthing something, of uncovering something, of once again kind of disarming ourselves to be honest with someone, or to be honest with ourselves. Pluto, that is kind of Pluto's job in the zodiac, is to get to the root of the matter and uncover something that's been buried, that's been repressed, that's been hidden away. And, you know, so it's kind of like, just say it, just speak your truth, right? And then on the 17th, on Monday, the 17th, is when we have a full moon in Cancer, opposite to Pluto, right? Because the sun is conjoined to Pluto on the 16th, and then on the 17th, the moon is in Cancer. So, and while the sun is in Capricorn, conjoined to Pluto. So full moon in Cancer, opposite Pluto, very emotional. Cancer is a sign about feelings, about emotions, about our core needs and our instincts. So this is going to be a very emotional, cathartic, deep, intense release. Lean into it if you can. And you might not even have a choice. You know, you might just be super emotional that day and need to release something. And, you know, Cancer, while it's a water sign about emotions, you know, it's represented by the crab. And what does the crab do but protect itself with its shell, right? It's super soft and vulnerable inside, and then it kind of shows this hard exterior. And so Cancer doesn't really want to let others know how emotional they are or see that they're emotional in general or having intense feelings. They're very kind of private and like hidden, right? But, you know, Pluto reveals, right? So it might be a bit of a hard day. And so I would just say to take it easy that day. You know, don't plan for, you know, you'll probably want, it's an introverted time, you know, even though it's a full moon, it's in Cancer. Take time to be at home, be with your feelings, be with you, be with yourself. Journaling is always a good way to move through hard feelings in my experience. Okay, Tuesday the 18th, we have Uranus in Taurus stationing direct at 10 degrees of Taurus. It's been retrograde since mid-August. It's stationed retrograde at 14 degrees of Taurus. So now it's moving forwards again. And so if you have any planets between 10 degrees and 14 degrees of Taurus, this is going to be the third time that Uranus passes over those planets and brings up whatever topics those are for you. And it'll also be 10 to 14 degrees of the other fixed signs, so Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo. So just know that this is kind of the third and kind of final passing of Uranus over those points, and then Uranus will be moving on a little bit, and this is should be kind of a feeling of a wrapping up something and finalizing. Sunday the 23rd, Mercury retrograde in Aquarius conjoins the Sun at 3 degrees of Aquarius. Whenever any planet conjoins the Sun lights up that planet. The Sun brings awareness to whatever that planet's significations are. So there's going to be some kind of illumination or awareness around Mercury retrograde things. So this could be like when missing information suddenly shows up, or maybe you suddenly kind of know what you need to reflect on or what you need to process and think over. You might have some insightful conversations on this day, or insightful messages or news. Or just kind of like a new a knowing or an awareness around what this Mercury retrograde is all about for you. And once again, this is going to be bringing up topics that are at 3 degrees of Aquarius. So whatever house that is for you, those topics are likely to be what is coming into your awareness, as well as your Capricorn house, because that's where Mercury is retrograding back into and conjoining Pluto. So, So yeah, that is the astrology of the next 2 weeks. Please reach out if you have questions. I don't really do personal questions for your chart like on like comments or messenger or anything. But if you're wanting a consultation, please reach out. We can set something up and we can see, kind of go over what these transits mean for you personally, and kind of look over even the next couple of months for what's going on in your chart and your life. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.